especially when work with integration, as you was mentioning, that the customers maybe most of the time don't really know about what they're gonna order and what's the integration they will be building. But they just say, okay, we need to put those together. They don't really think how. But what is the most unexpected integration request you received over those years?
Oh, the most unexpected integration request. Yeah, that's interesting. I know exactly. I worked in a project for a manufacturer which manufactured heating system parts or parts for heating systems. And the raw material was metal, and the metal was delivered on huge rolls. So the whole metal was rolled up on rolls, and then
Yeah.
the roll will be placed into a machine, so in a roll machine. And the roll machine was responsible to bring the material on a specific thickness to prepare it for the next step. And every roll was, or for every roll, they did a chemical analysis, and the results of this chemical analysis was stored in an SAP system. So whenever they picked the new roll and they put it into the machine, they asked the SAP system for this chemical analysis, because then the composition of the material, or based on the composition of the material, the machine knows exactly how hard it needs to press the material to bring it onto the thickness. So, and the weirdest part there was that my integration, it was over BizTalk, needs to communicate directly to the machine. So I need to talk TCP/IP with the machine from SAP. So I need to transfer, or I need to transform the sub IDOC into a TCP/IP telegram and send it directly to the machine. So that was the weirdest thing.
Yeah,
And I
yes,
worked
it
directly
sounds cool.
into the machine hall, which was totally loud. I have to wear protection clothes and so on, protection shoes, and then I was hacking the transformation.
Yeah,
But it
it's
was
those amazing days about BizTalk. Yeah, you always it puts you in special places. I miss BizTalk sometime now, actually, because of those kind of things.
yeah, absolutely. So there are some things, you love at BizTalk, and there are some things you hate at BizTalk. But that's the normal thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but speaking of, I mean, this is a very specific, and I mean, maybe you didn't think about that you were going to end up close to that machine working with integrations. But do you have any other? I mean, do you have any other locations? I mean, it can be a country, it can be a place that you can remember that you said like, this is because I work with integrations, and that's, I mean, that's why how I ended up there. Any
Yeah,
funny or crazy
yeah.
stuff? Yeah.
So my first ever integration was an integration for a wind park farm center. So when I started integration, as I said, in 2008, there was the planning to have the first wind park in the North Sea. So, and the North Sea, all the windmills are controlled by a wind farm center software. And the first integration I need to do is from MATLAB to this wind farm center, because in MATLAB they simulated thunderstorms and heavy wind and so on, and they want to see how the wind farm center is shutting down windmills regarding to this storm or something else, to not overheat the grid or not to produce too much energy that cannot go back to the country to put it into the country grid. And for me it was so fascinating to integrate these components together, and then to see how the software puts down the windmills and so on, and you controlled it via MATLAB, and I fell in love. That's the integration love story for me here,
Oh,
with integration. So
yeah.
that was, yeah.
I
And
guess that's the answer for the integration love story. But what was it then? I mean, if you dig into that, what was the like the eye opener for, or yeah?
Yeah, because the integration love, like, because I would say now I would have to recall this question back, because the integration love story, it means that you didn't see integration before, and then suddenly you end up, oh my God, that was integration. Oh, I love to do this more. Was
Yeah.
that your first integration?
That was my first integration. Yeah.
Okay.
That was exactly what I loved about it, because you work with so many people together, because you need to know the people from the wind farm center, and you also need to know the people from the MATLAB simulation, and then you bring that together, and and then you have this piece of software which connects those programs or these applications, and it worked. So yeah, and that was crazy for me, and yeah, that's what I love.
Yeah.
Yes, I love how you also dig deep into the integration, what's behind the scene of your integration. That's also a passion that doesn't really, this is what keeps us all moving. And I really appreciate to have this. This is how great integrators are.